A massive sandstorm has hit Jordan. A powerful sandstorm has hit the town of Azraq in Jordan. It's 100 kilometers east of the capital. Strong winds blew clouds of red sand into the air and covered the ground, houses and cars with it. The weather has reduced visibility to almost zero. Drivers can hardly move on the roads, which are also covered with sand. People are asked not to go out on the streets or drive unless necessary. Tropical storm Norma is moving in on Mexico. Tropical storm Norma is approaching the popular tourist area of Los Cabos on Mexico's Baja California peninsula and is likely to intensify into a hurricane on Wednesday. According to U.S. maximum wind speeds reach 64 kilometers per hour. According to the center in Miami, the elements will approach southern Baja California around noon Sunday. Norma will continue to intensify over the next few days. The hurricane currently has wind gusts of up to 121 kilometers per hour. It is moving northwestward at just over 3 kilometers per hour. The center predicted that the hurricane could hit the southern parts of the Mexican state of Baja California, where many tourist resorts are located. The Pacific coast of Mexico was hit by Hurricane Lydia last week, accompanied by heavy rains and strong winds. At least one person has died as a result of the inclement weather. Every year the territory of Krasnodar suffers from the impact on life of a large number of one or another insects. Social network users even find in this phenomenon familiar biblical motifs. In recent days, residents began to complain en masse about the invasion of the marble bug. The accumulation of these insects was most often recorded in Sachi, Anapa, Armavir and Guamca. Every year there is a new invasion of all sorts of insects. There are frogs, snails, locusts, bedbugs. We had a wasp infestation this year. Who will come next year? Asks a local resident in social networks. Most alarming reports come from Armavir, the main focus the local reservoir. According to eyewitnesses, all the poles are completely covered with insects that seek to get into the eyes, nose and ears. Specialists suggest that the cause of the invasion of marble bugs may be warm weather. In this case, the insects not only cause discomfort to people, but also threaten grape and citrus crops. In Colorado, a freight train derailed on an overpass near the city of Pueblo. As a result of the accident, the bridge partially collapsed and its weight crushed the passing under it a truck. It is reported that the driver of the truck was killed. Rescue services continue to work at the site. A section of I-25 highway in Colorado was closed in both directions after a coal train fell off the bridge onto the roadway, state authorities said. Emergency crews are working to clear overturned train cars and scattered coal at the derailment site near the town of Pueblo, about 45 miles south of Colorado Springs, the Colorado State Patrol said. Photos of the scene posted online by the State Patrol show at least 10 train cars derailed and tumbled off the tracks and down a bridge and nearby embankment, covering the ground with coal. A bridge crossing both lanes of the highway appears to have partially collapsed, and a crushed truck was underneath. State Patrol spokesman Gary Cutler told CNN that the male driver of the truck was killed. Devastating flooding in Mallorca. 9 dead, half a dozen missing. At least 9 people have died, and 6 are missing in flash flooding on the Spanish island of Mallorca. According to El País, it is one of the worst floods Spain has experienced in a quarter century. Among the dead is a British couple who died while traveling in a cab. The whereabouts of the driver of the vehicle are unknown. 6 people are reported missing, among them British nationals and locals. 3 people have been injured. Another 200 people have been displaced from their homes. The rushing torrent in the municipality of San Lorenzo swept through the historic center, picking up cars and flooding dozens of homes. Many residents were stuck on balconies and houses, waiting to be rescued. Dozens of drivers were trapped on the roads because of the flooding. Strong torrents of water flooded transformers, so the affected areas were left without light. 11 roads in Mallorca remain closed. Emergency services have asked 8,000 residents of San Lorenzo to stay in their homes and leave them only in case of emergencies. Learning in schools has been suspended. Local authorities describe the disaster as devastating. The regional government of the Balearic Islands has asked the Ministry of Defense for additional help in coping with the effects of the bad weather. From Valencia, 80 soldiers and 7 emergency military vehicles have been sent to Mallorca. The Prime Minister of Spain will go to Mallorca to visit the affected areas. Powerful floods hit Thailand. Water up to the chest, many dead. In Thailand, tropical storm Diamu has caused widespread flooding. Already known about 7 dead. Affected almost half of the country. According to the TV station, 7 people have died and 2 are missing as a result of the disaster. Local authorities announced that 1,995 households in 30 provinces, mostly in the north, northeast and center of the country, have been affected. Heavy rains are reportedly still forecast in many regions. Thailand's capital Bangkok is also preparing for big water. The city is located in the lowlands and is vulnerable to flooding. In many places the water has accumulated up to the chest. People are rescuing their belongings on boats. Nothing works in the affected areas, even grocery stores. Recall, last weekend a tropical storm swept across the northern part of Thailand, causing flooding, which affected almost 59,000 families. Note that Thailand has a tropical climate, and in the rainy season from July to October, there are often floods causing damage of millions of dollars. Mexico's Popocatépetl volcano has exploded 3 times. Mexico's Popocatépetl volcano has awakened, keeping the people of the state of Puebla on alert. At least 3 significant explosions have been recorded in recent days, Tribuna de la Bahía reports. A total of 195 low-intensity eruptions accompanied by emissions of water vapor, volcanic gases and ash were recorded in the 24-hour period up to 11 a.m. On Saturday around 2:20 p.m., the giant emitted an impressive column of smoke accompanied by ash and gases. The smoke cloud was visible from several kilometers away, but because of the ash did not reach the city of Puebla. The second and third explosions occurred around 1642 and 1711. No significant risks to the population were reported. Authorities warned residents in the northeastern neighborhoods of Puebla and the southern, eastern and western neighborhoods of Mexico City of a possible ashfall.